Shout out to Money Brown, man. Errol Spence Jr. My boy Money Brown, he get a lot of money, that's why I call him Money Brown.
What's good, Money Brown TV? What up, what up?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Money Brown TV. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, this is Ryan Garcia here. Shout out to Money Brown TV, and keep punching, baby.
Yo, what's going on at the fight? Well, this your boy Money back with another one, man. And this one here is on the king of the welterweight division, the big fish, Errol the True Spence Jr., the WBC and IBF Unified World Champion. And we have Terence Crawford, the 3-division world champion, the former undisputed world champion, the current WBO welterweight world champion. And Errol Spence let Terence Crawford know that in my little short career that you call, homie, I done surpassed you. You did? I done surpassed you and I became a bigger star. I became a bigger star. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we all know ESJ is on his way to fight Manny Pacquiao August the 21st. People was trying to say that the fight was going to be off, this, that, and the third. We know the company tried to sue him. You know, Manny Pacquiao came out and said the fight is on. That's for another video. But we all know Errol Spence, you know, is fighting Manny Pacquiao, who he wanted since 2019. Terence Crawford wanted Manny Pacquiao since 2014. Errol Spence got the nod after Terence Crawford was let down by his promoter once again. And ESJ is making more history. I repeat, ESJ is making more history. Now, we all know that we want the Errol Spence and the Terence Crawford fight, and we all know the situation. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence has been facing the top competition since he won a title in 2017 from Kell Brook. You know, he came back. He faced Lamont Peterson. He faced Ocapo. He faced Sean Porter. No, he faced Mikey Garcia. He faced Sean Porter. He faced Danny Garcia. And now he is taking on Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. And we all know Terence Crawford, like I say, one hell of a talent. Can't knock this man and what he's done in his boxing career. A lot of people feel like it was an easy route to what he's done, which I don't agree with. But nonetheless, we know at the welterweight division, he has came up to Errol Spence world, and he haven't done more than Errol Spence. When he moved up, he knocked out Jeff Horn, which I give him credit for. Then he knocked out Benavidez, and then he knocked out Amir Khan. Then he knocked out Mean Machine. Then he knocked out Kell Brook. So when we comparing resumes, we know that it's not comparison. Like, it's no comparison to what Errol Spence has done at the 147-pound division and what Errol Spence is going to finish to do at the 147-pound division. So Terence Crawford, we all know the statement that he made. You know, if he retire, he is a Hall of Famer right now. If Errol Spence retire, that he's not a Hall of Famer. And, you know, a lot of people taking that and run with it. I just seen the Facebook post, which inspired me to do this video. You understand what I'm saying? No disrespect to Terence Crawford. If he retire right now, you're absolutely correct. He is a Hall of Fame fighter. Like I say, we all know what you got to do to get into the Hall of Fame is based off accolades. And when we talk about accolades, yes, Terence Crawford do outdo Errol the True Spence Jr. in accolades. But when we talking about Errol Spence Jr., right? And I tell people this all the time, you cannot use that comparison because why? Errol Spence Jr. career is not over with. Why would Errol Spence Jr. be retiring right now? That's what I tell his family. That's what I tell the people that's Terence Crawford fanatics. And I'm a Terence Crawford fan. But if Errol Spence is not retiring right now, how can you say, oh, if I retire right now, Errol Spence retire right now, I'm a Hall of Famer? What is he? Listen, Errol Spence has two more weight classes to conquer, and could be 3, depending on the right fight at 168 or a little bit above. But nonetheless, we know he got 54 and 60 to accomplish. You moved up 3 weight classes, Terence Crawford. You've been in the game longer than ESJ, so it's understandable. It's understandable, and no knock to you on what you've done in your career. But you can't look at Errol Spence and try to say, oh, you know, if I retire right now, he retire right now. That's not going to happen. You're not retiring no time soon, just like this man doesn't retire no time soon. This man still has years ahead of him. You understand what I'm saying? And now that he's got Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, you feel me? And about to fight for that goddamn, well, it's a possibility he can fight for the WBC. I mean, sorry, the WBA Super. If they reinstate Manny back to the, you know, the super champion. But nonetheless, Terence Crawford, of course you got more accolades, bro. A beautiful thing you done. I don't knock your career. Like I say, 3-division world champion, former undisputed world champion, current WBO welterweight world champion. But guess what? You not putting asses in the seats. I'ma say it once again. T-Bud Crawford, you are not putting asses in the seats. Now, we know boxing is a business. You understand me? It is a business. You have to sell as well. You have to sell. And I'm not saying accolades don't matter, because Money Brown love accolades. I do. I respect champions. I respect unified champions. I respect multi-division champions, partner. You feel me? I give them all the credit in the world. But when it comes to the business side, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. You can be a bad motherfucker, right, without a title, and demand more money than a motherfucker with a title because of what you doing and what you putting into the seats. So when I look at Errol Spence Jr. and I look at Terence Crawford, and this is my case against the Terence Crawford family. We know we got Trevion Crawford. We know we got Taiwan Tyrell. Rest in peace to Drew McIntyre, you know what I mean? That's Bo Mac's son. Rest in peace, rest his soul. But, we used to all go back and forth. Me and my bro Keon going back and forth with them, things of that nature. We used to talk about the business side that they never wanted to talk about. They never wanted to talk about the business side. But you can't talk boxing without talking the business. I'm gonna say it one more again, family. Y'all follow me. You can't talk boxing nowadays in 2021 without talking the business. And I know people be like, well, we just fans. We just want to see the fight. Why are y'all worried about how much they get? This, that, and the third. Because we know without the correct and the proper business, then we're not going to get the fights we want. Can I get an amen? I'm going to repeat that. We know without the proper business that's put on the table, and if it's not done right, we're not going to get the fights that we want. And that's just the fact of the matter. Yes, we're not in the glory days no more, man. We're not in the days where the promoters run the game. I'm going to repeat that. We're not in the days anymore when the promoters ran the game. Y'all remember what Eddie Hearn did? He said, Barry Hearn, while we used to treat them as slaves, you feel me? Well, they had all the power. Al Heyman came and revolutionized that along with Floyd Money Mayweather. So it gave these boxers more freedom, well, I can say on the PBC side, but they still got some, even with the other promotion companies, they still got a better talking point. So when we're looking at Errol Spence, when we're looking at Terence Crawford, when we're talking the business of boxing, Errol Spence's business of boxing is way bigger than Terence Crawford's business of boxing. And that's a fact. Errol Spence is going on his 4th pay-per-view in a row, family. Let that sink in, my brothers and sisters. 4th pay-per-view in a row. Sometimes if you do one pay-per-view, let's see how good you do. Let's try him again. He did a second one. Oh, he did good. Let's try him again. He did a third one. Oh, he did good. Now, guess what? He's going on the biggest pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao. The pay-per-view that Terence Crawford should have been on because Bob Earn didn't want to put the money up, so he let it fly because he wanted the investor to put up the money because he didn't want to dig in his own pockets because he don't believe in Terence Crawford. I'm going to repeat that. He don't believe in Terence Crawford. Right? You're a promoter. You understand what I'm saying? And Errol Spence promoter believed in him. Well, sorry, not promoter, advisor, and Al Heyman made it happen. Made it happen. Because why? They believe Errol Spence is going to put asses in the seats. Bob Earn, he say he lost money on Terence Crawford. He say Terence Crawford is not putting asses in the seats for him to dig in his pockets and put his hard-earned money on the line. Now, Errol Spence, all we got to do is look at the pay-per-view sales. Terence Crawford did 2 pay-per-views. He did 2 pay-per-views, and they don't even come up to one of Errol Spence's pay-per-views. I'm going to repeat. Victor Postal, Mercon. They all came up to 200,000 buys. One did 150, one did 50. Y'all understand what I'm saying? One did 150, one did 50. Last time I checked, 150 plus 50 is 200,000 pay-per-view buys. When we know all of Errol Spence pay-per-view buys did 300 plus. 300 plus. And people always want to say, oh, well, they're not many Pacquiao numbers. They're not Floyd Mayweather numbers. They're not Canelo numbers. Well, guess what? They bigger than Bud numbers. They're bigger than Terence Crawford numbers. So you don't have to have the Mayweather numbers or those numbers anymore because those numbers aren't going to really come like that anymore. You feel me? But when we're looking at Errol Spence and we look at him for the fight Manny Pacquiao, they're going to do big numbers. They're going to do big numbers. When you got the right dance partner, the numbers are going to grow. Terence Crawford, yes, his numbers could be bigger if what? If Bob Earn would pay these fighters to put it in the ring with him, the real challenges. But he's not doing that because he don't believe in Bud. So when we see that situation, bro, we look at Errol Spence, you can't knock the position he's in. Terence Crawford, you must, I repeat, you must accept the 60-40 if Errol Spence come with 60-40. Now, if he go beat Manny Pacquiao, listen, man, y'all was banking on the Manny Pacquiao fight. Y'all was steep on the 50-50. Or it's going to be 50-50 or 60-40 my way, says Terence Crawford, because they felt like if he beat Manny Pacquiao was the biggest name on his resume, and nobody on Errol Spence's resume was bigger than Manny Pacquiao. So now the tables has turned. That's why it's always good to be nice and polite to people and not try to be an asshole and try to shit on somebody, especially somebody who showed you respect and your team respect. I repeat, especially somebody who showed your team and you respect. You should have kept it neutral, bro. So now if Errol Spence put Manny Pacquiao on this resume, what's that mean? We already know he got fighters that's bigger than everybody on the resume, but now he got Manny Pacquiao that's bigger than everybody on your resume. You see what I'm saying? And this just the business side. This is no knock to Terence Crawford. Monty Brown is a fan. But these are facts, and this what we must go off of, the facts and not the feelings. You see what I'm saying? And Errol Spence's business is bigger than Terence Crawford business. So in Errol Spence, little short period of career that Terence Crawford say, you know, what has he done in this little short period of career? He's became a bigger star than you, Terence Bud. He's became a bigger star than you, bro. And that stands for a lot. He's undefeated. He's the unified champion of the welterweight division. He's put asses in the seats. He's on pay-per-view. He's fighting the best of the best, right? He coming off a car crash, still fighting top 10 welterweights, top 5 welterweights. And you yet to touch bases with one of these big dogs, Terence Crawford. I repeat, you're yet to touch bases with one of these big dogs at the welterweight division. And because of your promoter, and a lot of people saying it's because of you as well, because you're not getting on your promoter, who you say, y'all, the fighters run a career. So you should be on his ass. You put $1 million penalty on Errol Spence, but you didn't put $1 million penalty on Manny Pacquiao? Or $2 million or $3 million? And that's the biggest fight of your career? And you've been wanting that since 2014, and now we're in 2021, 7 years later. Errol Spence won Manny Pacquiao since 2019, and he got him 2 years later? Come on, man. We got to make this make sense now. We got to make this make sense. So at the end of the day, much respect to Terence Crawford, man. Much respect to him. Like I say, you got to respect his accolades in this game. You got to respect his skill set. He is a bad boy. He is a bad boy. I got to mention number 2 welterweight in the world. Errol Spence is number 1. I think he beats everybody at the welterweight division besides Errol the True Spence Jr. I think Errol Spence beats him, but he do got a shot to beat Errol Spence. I'm not a biased motherfucker like people try to make me out to be. I keep it real. But at the end of the day, Errol Spence's business is bigger than Terence Crawford business. And Errol Spence, now your career from 2012 to 2021, he has become a bigger star than Terence Crawford, who's been in the game longer than Errol Spence. I forgot what year Terence Crawford turned professional, but I know he got a stretch. He got a head start over Errol Spence. I ain't gonna say a stretch, but he got a head start. And we all know how this game go. You feel me? You win the sign with Top Rank, Bob Arum didn't promote you right, my brother. And he's still not promoting you right. So at the end of the day, keep it trill, keep it real, keep it respectful, understand your position, know your work, but don't overprice yourself. Don't overprice yourself. Errol Spence is the biggest fight of your career, Terence Crawford. Don't be stupid. Accept the 40%. Make this fight happen for the fans if Errol Spence get past Manny Pacquiao. Plain and simple, bro. There's nothing else to be talked about. Nothing else. And for the people who think Terence Crawford still deserve 50-50 if Errol Spence beat Manny Pacquiao, then y'all just dead ass wrong and y'all some haters and y'all just don't fuck with Errol Spence. Period, bro. That's the fact of the matter. We'll see what happened. Errol Spence got to get past Manny Pacquiao. Terence Crawford got to get past this fight in October. And we'll talk about these things after that, assuming they both successful. And Monty Brown will be pushing for Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford for undisputed. We'll just see how it play out then. Until then, it's your boy Money. It's the NSBC moving. Anybody safe in these streets, hit them thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate, OG Money on Cash App, TreyHampton52@gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share the video. And y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, family.